Good morning, it's Christy and my mom, Penny.
Hi.
And we are just here just to chat again about confession and healing and all that good stuff that's good to know as you're going through things.
Amen. And we have been talking about the word and how important it is to get the word into our hearts and then speak the word out. Like Mark 11:24 says, "Therefore I say unto you that whatsoever things you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them." And the belief part is what I really want to talk about today, is how do we believe that we're going to receive something and not doubt about it. And of course the Bible has scriptures too about not doubting what you're believing for.
Yeah, you definitely, when you're believing for something, it's easy to doubt, and yeah, you may say it a few times and not believe it, but you have to use your energy and excitement and visualize what you want when you're confessing something, so that when that doubt does enter in, you can be like, no, I see myself healed, I see myself walking, I see myself seeing, or whatever you're going through, just something like you have to visualize it. And if you have to say it 20 times in a happy voice and excited voice, then that's what you have to do. Like if you're monotone, it's not going to work. Like you could say it 100 times, and if you're monotone and you don't really believe what you're saying, then it's not going to happen. So
that's right. You could be saying, I'm healed by the stripes of Jesus, I'm healed by the stripes of Jesus, I'm healed by the stripes of Jesus. Why isn't this working?
Exactly.
It's because you're not really believing what you're saying. You have to know that the Bible has so much to say about our healing and the words that we speak. So we were talking about, I was also looking at Matthew 9:28, when the blind men were following Jesus and he went into a home and then they went in after him. And he said to them, "Do you believe that I'm able to do this?" Because he'd asked them, "What do you want?" And they said, "We want to see." So he says, "Do you believe that I'm able to do this?" And they said, "Yes." And so then he touched their eyes and they were able to see. But sometimes we have to believe that he can do what we're asking for. Sometimes we're asking for something, we think we're believing for something, but instead we're doubting that, well, I don't think he's going to do that for me. He'll heal somebody else, but why would he heal me? I'm nothing. I'm not perfect. I'm not reading my word 2 hours every day. I'm not, praying for 2 hours every day. So why would he heal me?
Right.
But we have to get rid of the doubt.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes me think of like when people go up for prayer, and I know I'm guilty of it. Like when I used to go up for prayer for church, like nobody ever asked me, "Do you believe that you're going to receive your healing?" Like I would go up, but I wouldn't really believe. I would hope that maybe that the prayer was good enough. But I didn't have that belief, and I wish they would have asked me, "Do you believe?" first off, because if you're not going to believe, then there's no use in even getting prayed for, because it's not going to happen. But he asked first, "Do you believe I'm going to heal you?" And they said yes. So I think you have to believe, and if you don't believe, then you need to start building yourself up and believing and reading all the healing scriptures in the Bible that say that he healed all. Like he didn't go, "I'll heal you and I'll maybe heal you." He healed everybody. So just knowing that God does want you whole and healthy, and I think that's super important.
When I was studying at Rhema Bible College, Kenneth Hagin would pray. When he'd go to pray for somebody, he would ask them, "Do you believe that God is going to heal you?" And they're like, "Well, I don't know." He says, "No, really, do you believe you're going to receive your healing if I pray for you?" And when he realized that they weren't sure, he kind of started teaching them a little bit before he even prayed for them. He wanted them to believe that they were going to receive something from the Lord if he prayed for them, if he laid hands on them. And that's when I realized too that, like Christy was saying, people don't ask you, "Do you believe if I pray for you that you're going to receive your healing?" No, we just assume like, "Well, pray for me and something will happen."
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
If I'm lucky, if God really loves me, we have to believe that it's going to happen. And I was also looking at scriptures about doubt. James 1, verse 6. It says, "But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering." That means not doubting. "For he that doubteth or wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. But let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So if we're double-minded, meaning we're not really believing that we're going to receive, then how can we receive? We can't. We have to get rid of our double-minded thinking.
Exactly. Yeah. It's hard to get rid of that sometimes, because you really have to visualize yourself not thinking that way and thinking positive and thinking about, like, what if God heals me? What if, like, this is going to happen? Like, just, yeah, no, it's hard. I remember praying a lot of times, like, okay, like, I know you give me like the seed of faith to believe, but sometimes that little seed is really hard to grow. Like,
yeah.
But reading the word will do that for you. If you read it, you visualize it, you just say, yes, Lord, this is me. This is going to happen. Like, this is going to happen to me, and I'm going to be healed. Because so many people receive their healing, and then they just have to keep it by continuing to seek the Lord and just continuing to believe that they are healed and walking that way.
Yes. And in Matthew 9, the man came to Jesus about his son and said, I believe you can heal my son. And he wanted them just to speak the word so that his son would be healed from where he was at. And Jesus said to him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. And the father cried out and said, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. And I thought, wow, that's what I say to the Lord sometimes when I'm believing for something, like, Lord, I believe what your word says. I believe that you're going to do this, but help my unbelief. I don't want any unbelief in my heart that's telling me that it's not going to happen for me. And so believing is something that we just have to continue to grow ourselves into, with having faith in the word and what the word says.
So true. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because it takes, it's been, I don't know. I know I've been believing for 30 years or something. How it feels like forever, just always seeking God and trying to understand healing. And it takes time. And I think this year I'm starting to realize, oh, wow, now I have to actually visualize what I want. And before I never saw that. And before I never thought about that. But it's like changing your thinking about, how do you think about yourself and what you're going through and how you can make yourself better, and thinking positive. Because the word says, that if we ask anything in his name, it shall be done. So we have to believe that and know that he is going to work in our good. Even if it takes time, it will happen. So
yeah, I know my husband, he had this little quip that said, if you doubt, you do without. If you believe, you receive. So,
amen.
So we want doubt to be out of our mind, and just belief to be always in the center of our mind, that we know that God cares for us. He loves us. He died on the cross. He was beaten. All those stripes that he received was for every disease, every sickness, every unimaginable thing that could come upon us. He was beaten for that so that we could receive our healing. So if I have to think about what he did on the cross, that one of those stripes he received is for my very healing, then I'm going to continue to stand for that and know that he did this for me and you, so that we could walk in health and healing.
Amen. So use your imagination to get better. Use your imagination to think about how you want to be, who you are. Confess who you are through Jesus Christ, and know that you are a child of God and he wants the best for you. And just keep pushing forward and just believing and knowing that something good is going to happen to you.
Amen.
Amen. Have a great day, and thanks for listening to us.
Have a wonderful day. We love you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.